Good day, friends. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And we're going to talk about one of our unfavorite topics, which is shame, and how that intersects with food and body image and health. And it's really important. It's really, really important because it's hard to take care of something you hate, right? Where did we learn to blame ourselves for every little ache and break and tummy upset we've ever had? And where did we learn to think that our bodies are bad and wrong? That just didn't drop out of the sky as an idea and then now we have it. It happens in a relationship. And if you don't believe me, let me give you an example. Babies aren't born hating their bodies, counting calories, worried about what they look like. They're just about like being here and neurocepting the environment, if it's safe or not. Do I feel taken care of or not? That's it. Only until a little bit later in life do we get to recognize like, oh, there are biases, there are value judgments, and whether or not they're being placed against you. So these are learned experiences, and where do you learn it? You don't learn it walking in the woods watching squirrels. You learn it in relationship, right? You hear it either directed at you from you. At first, honestly, it's going to be your family. That's just who you're around when you're young. And then the more people that are introduced into your life, so you're going to have first family, your caretakers, and then you're going to have school and physicians, and as you grow older, a bigger sphere of influence, right, on where that shame and relationship intersection can happen. So it's really, really important to recognize that these weren't your original thoughts that are now like ruminating and recirculating in your brain all the time. And they're typically projections of other people's unmet needs, unprocessed fears as well about belonging. So for today, I want us to think about, and we're going to talk a lot about like what parts of us, now that we're hopefully sound-minded adults, recognize that there's a part of me that holds the shame about my body naturally being what it needs to be, or my health being where it is now. We're going to talk about that honestly in Wednesday's video. But today I want you to think about, where in relationship did I get the arrow? Get the arrow around like, oh, it's better to be smaller. Oh, somebody said that eating sugar causes diabetes and I'm eating sugar and they're looking at me with a glare like, you better watch it. Shamed, right? Where did that stuff come from? How old were you? And we do not have the luxury when we're 5 or 10 or 16 or even probably in our early 20s, because we're still really developmentally, we're still really concerned with belonging and getting our needs met for survival, right? During those times, we don't really have the luxury of saying, you know what, I think that's like your stuff and you need to take your stuff and back up about 10 steps and let me focus more on what's good and right for me. We don't have that luxury usually. So what we want to focus on now is in our adult selves, as we're watching this video, think about, where did that intersection around my food and body shame happen? And what can I offer that part of me in now time to help unpack, like, okay, what are the facts about actually how diabetes works? What are the facts about like who decided what body types are deemed better or worse? Let's really dig in there, because so much of what we learn, unfortunately, really isn't fact. It's other people's unprocessed stuff. So so Wednesday, our agenda is the parts that hold the shame, even though we know better, that we can let that go. It's okay. It's not ours. But it's gotten into our neurobiology, and we're going to have to provide a lot of compassionate witnessing to let it go. And then Friday, I think I want to talk a little bit more about, unless you all have a different agenda as well, about, well, okay, so what's missing? Like, what needs to happen to me to feel relatively safe enough to just the opposite of shame isn't necessarily always pride. What we really want to look for is presence, right? What do I need to hold on to stay on my boat, even when other people's storms are causing a wake around me, you know, what really needs to happen there. So we're going to talk a lot about that this week. I would love to see your comments, questions, meanderings below in the comments. If you need more one-on-one help, please message me, email me, whatever you need to do. If you've been just spinning honestly on this food and body shame, honestly for more years than you would rather not calculate, and it's time for a change. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday's video. Bye for now.